this one. Pretty sure it was this one. Yeah. So, hey YouTube, it's your boy Cheesemo back with another MVP clip. Today, obviously there's been a few viewers that were kind of interested in my Utopia deck. This was my very first version that I created. We're gonna dissect this deck together, and I'm gonna try to explain to you all the combos and what makes this deck as powerful as it is. This deck can get you all the way to well, let me see the extra deck real quick, because it's pretty much the same extra deck from my other ones. I have number 23, I have Hope, I have these two, I have Draco, I have Bond. Yeah, it's pretty much the same board. The only thing that I don't have is Abyss Dweller. Pretty much I would get rid of Hope and put Abyss Dweller, since there's a lot of zombie decks you can negate the graveyard. Pretty much all I did with my platinum version, it's the same deck, it's just different extra deck, different trap cards. All I did was I took out 97, I took out Numeron, and I just put I put these two cards here. Hold on. Is it Time Thief? No, I think you just put Thief. Don't be a retard here, Troy. I think I was a retard. That's not how you spell thief. What? Holy. Alright, hold on one second. Yeah, where the fuck is it? Yeah, so I just I removed Numeron, and I removed this, and I had Time Thief Redoer, and I had Abyss Dweller, which is this card. I'm just gonna go to XZs real quick. Where is it? And I had this card. So pretty much this card is handy dandy against zombies decks. So in order for me to, like before the new year started, I got my Utopia deck to Plat 5. It's a I already knew when I made it that it was a platinum deck, because I was already beating up meta and I was setting up 8-7 negates and stuff like that. So this card and that card was really good to replace with this card and this card, especially once they added that branded fusion card where all they have to do is set that one level 4 and then they can summon a dragon and shit. That's why I kind of like got rid of these. But let's start with the deck. First we got Astro Karibo. You activate this card from your hand, you reveal one number Xyz monster in your extra deck. You special summon this card from your hand. If you do, this card's level becomes the revealed monster's rank. Also, while it's faced up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except number Xyz monsters. So pretty much when you're doing your combos, because your first board, before you activate your first board is supposed to have him, and hold on, and him. This is supposed to be your first board, right? So to create this board, you either need 1, 2, and 3 in your hand, or you need 1, 2, and 3 in your hand. Alright? Any of these can start your plays. The problem with activating this card first if it's in your hand is that you can only special summon the number of monsters you revealed, which is like double or Utopia. But the thing is, to do this combo you have to go into Sage first, right? Going into Sage first is important because no matter what, you get the second card of this, which you can use later to overlay into Utopia double, right? Obviously, if you already have this in your hand, you don't even need double. Just Xyz summon this card with this so you can get your rank up, your hyper rank up magic, which is incredibly important for the combo to set up the right board to win. So we got 2 max Cs. We have this card called Yellow Bullied Oni. I was looking up level 4 monsters that can special summon from the hand. In my platinum version deck, I have 2 of these in my deck. I recommend to put 2. I put 1 in this deck because I wanted to see these cards more. This was like the start of when I was actually like doing the combo and shit. So basically the way this card works, when you Xyz summon any Xyz monster, if this card's in your hand, you can special summon this card to the field, and this allows you to do more temporarily plays. So let's say I only had this in my hand and I had this. I special summon this, I normal summon this, I go into Sage. Sage is gonna special summon this again, and then this effect is going to activate once you summon Sage. He's gonna special summon to the field, so now your board is this, this, and this. You go into double, you go into Utopia, you go into Prime, you go into number 99. You activate 99's effect, you get Leo out. Leo activates his effect. Always get the, where's the negate card? Where is it? Always get this card so you can have 2 negates. This is a second Omni negate. You can target a Utopia monster, equip it to this card. The equip spell that gives it 1,000 attacks. Once per turn while this card is equipped to your monster, you can negate a monster effect activated on your opponent's field. So very crucial to Leo. What made my first deck so consistent is, well, it's 48 cards. I think my plat version and my second version, which is a little better in my opinion, has 53 cards. But I think, but it's pretty much I'm doing the same combo with my other deck. What makes this deck gay is if you know you're up against Sword Souls and you have Dimensional Barrier. If you put synchro monsters and you declare 1 monster type, they cannot special summon synchro monsters from their extra deck. Okay, if you see they got 2 level 4s on the field, you activate this card, you put Xyz, they can't activate Xyz monsters. Now there's a problem with this card. If you put Xyz monsters knowing you're running an Xyz deck, your Xyz monsters on the field are going to be negated. Every Xyz monster on the field is going to be negated because you put Xyz. So I would always recommend you put something other than the actual archetype you have, unless you had a brick and you had this card set and you want to stop his place for that turn, then go ahead. So let's continue from the top. So obviously we have these 3 cards to go into ABC Dragon, which is this. What you do with the combo is, let's say you had this card, you had this, let's say you had this card and you had this in your hand. So what you can do is you can special summon this card, and then activate this card. Always get Assault Core. 100% get Assault Core. Get Assault Core, you normal summon him, equip him with Buster Drake. So what's going to happen is, your monster equipped with this, any union monster equipped to each other, they're unaffected by card effects, which means they can't be tributed. Well, no. They're unaffected, which means they can't be destroyed by card effect. They're pretty much unaffected by everything. When they try to destroy this card by battle, it's not going to be destroyed, and it's going to destroy the card equipped to it. Okay, so what I do with this combo is I would use this card and this card. I'll overlay into Utopic Double to then go into Prime. Well, if I have rank up magic in my hand, I'm going to do the full play, go into Double, go into Utopia, go into Prime, go into this. But if I do not have rank Matter of fact, hold on. I'm using this and this, right? Yeah, so we are going to have rank up magic in our hand. We're going to get it by... we're going to draw it out by effect. So we go into this, we go into this, we go into this, we go into this. We bring out him. And we set boards. And then at the end phase, you always want to summon number 23 because this is a second Omni Negate. The only reason I summon this card instead of Hope is because Hope negates spell cards, right? This card pretty much negates anything. Spell, trap, anything. Monster effect, anything. That's why I always summon number 23. But yeah, so ABC is very important. Once you Xyz summon, his effect's going to activate from the graveyard, adding one unit monster to from your deck to your hand. So obviously you're going to add this card. And basically, on your third phase, you're going to be able to bring out ABC Dragon. That's the combo I use with this card. Another reason why I use this card is because on his turn, I can also banish his shit. On top of that, I can special summon all these materials from the graveyard. And since they put ABC Dragon to a 2, you can have 2 in your deck. If you want, I would recommend you take out Hope and maybe put like two of these cards in your deck so you can just summon him again if they destroy it. And on top of that, since you have more level 4s, you can go into other level 4 monsters that you may have in your deck. Let me explain to you this card, okay? Because I don't want you guys to get confused here. If you have this card in your hand, you want to normal summon this card. I'm going to tell you why. You normal summon this card, you activate his effect. They're obviously going to activate Imperm. They're going to activate Ash because nobody runs Utopia decks and they all play Brain Dead. Once they negate, it doesn't matter if they negate this card as long as this card's in your hand. It says if you control a Zabuza or Gaga monster except this card, while this card's in your hand, you can special summon this card. You target one Go-Go Dodo monster in your graveyard, special summon. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Xyz monsters. So basically they negate this, you summon this, you do your plays. Alright, if you're able to have, I'm pretty sure you guys saw in my Utopia clips the combos I do with these 2 cards. If I have these 2 cards in my hand, I ain't worried about nothing, bro, because once they see you normal summon, they're gonna negate whatever effect you activate. So that's pretty much that. I have 2 of these in my deck. I have 3 of these. Do not put 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, and 3 of these, alright? You only need 3 of these, 2 of these, 3, and 3, okay? The YouTube version sucks, and you probably don't run Utopias because you brick so fucking much. I literally had to think with my brain. I had to organize this deck in a way where it's consistent, doesn't brick. I can special summon, I can get rid of gate cards, and that's why it's lined up like this. In my other version, I just have 2 of these and that's it. 2 of these, 2 of these. I still have 3 of these. I think I have 1 of this in my other version. I have 3 and I have 3. So, like I said, it's a good deck. Why I have Rengeki, obviously it's a powerful card. It pops any cards on the field. It's very good. Monster Reborn, good. Upstart Goblin just makes you draw an extra card. Foolish Burial. Why did I use Foolish Burial? Yeah, so you see how in this deck I don't have any graveyard extension except for this card. Fuck. I was running this. You can put this card in your deck if you want. This is my first version, but I have this in my plat version. Is it Blackwing or Blackbird? Blackwing. I'm gonna try Blackwing because I'm not sure. Yeah, so you can put the. I would recommend you put this card in your deck. So if you have Foolish Burial, you send this card to the graveyard. Any continuous spell you have, or no, this is any continuous spell you have on the field, all you do, even if you had a field spell, you send them to the graveyard, get rid of the field spell, normal summon one of your cards, and start your Utopia combos. That's just another way to combo off. I'm gonna go on the card again so you guys can see. If this card is in your graveyard, you can return 1 face-up card you control to the hand, special summon this card, and if you do, take 400 damage. So yeah, you can only do this once per duel. so it won't work the next time you do it. What else do I have? I have one of these. And some decks you probably saw on YouTube, they have 3 of these. You do not need 3 of these. It's going to fuck up the consistency with your deck. You only really need 1 because you have this card, which is a searcher for this card. So you don't really need 3 of these in your deck and shit. I would suggest you put Psychic Eraser Laser because you send any card they control that was special summon from the extra deck to the graveyard. They gain life points equal to its attack or defense. Whichever is higher. So this card can pretty much get rid of any card that you can't beat over pretty much or anything like that. What this card does is you send a card from your hand, any card, back to your deck, and you can add a ZW, a ZS, a Zexal spell, whatever to your hand. So based off of whatever's in your hand, you can kind of fix it. I put Living Fossil, which is a really smart idea. I was watching the YouTube video of when I first uploaded gameplay of me using this deck, and I was like, why the fuck did I put Living Fossil in my deck? But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I only run level 4 monsters. I can have another monster reborn, technically bring them back and do more plays. I have the Utopic field spell. Pretty much, you wanna place this card on the field when you're doing your Xyz summonings, because once you summon like 2 Xyz, Utopic Xyz monsters with your combo, this is gonna get 2 high 5s. And it says here, once per turn you can remove 2 high 5 sky counters from this card. Special summon one Zawazar, Gaga, Gogo, or Dododo monster from your deck. So this just also allows you to continue your plays and get your board out. I've already explained Union Hanger. Now, I'm pretty sure if you have this on the field and this, and you have this, you want to search out with this card. You want to search out this card. So you want to always hit level 3, add 1 level 4 monster from your deck to your hand. It automatically is always going to be on 3. And then you would add this. Since there's a Xyz monster on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand, send one other card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and add any Xyz, Onomad or Zexal or Numbo spell card from your deck to your hand. So what you want to do is you want to search out Xyz tactics so you can get your +5 in summonings, and the whole point of that is so you can draw like more cards. You can probably get Called by the Grave, you can probably get Debunk, which negates hand effects or graveyard effects, and when you negate it you banish it. Red Reboot, obviously, negate all trap cards. They can add a trap card from the deck and set it. You could probably get this. You can get Zexalville. Now I want to explain something to you guys. If you already have this in your hand, I want you to search out this card, because Xyz Veil means your face-up Xyz monsters with Xyz material cannot be targeted by card effects. Extremely important. If you already have this and this in your hand, I would get this card, because then your Xyz monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects, and they cannot be destroyed by battle except with another number monster, a number Xyz monster. Now the thing is, your monsters are all going to be over like 3,500 in attack points, so there's not really a lot of monsters they can summon Xyz wise that can really beat off that. The extra deck, I have ABC Dragon Buster, I have Future, I have this card in case I want to OTK. I want to explain something to you guys. If you already have this card on the field and you activate his effect, and always get this card out, but like if you were thinking of OTKing, I wouldn't suggest to bring this guy out with the effect, because this is, if you already activated this guy's effect, you can only attack with this card. So even if you special summon this card, like you special summon him and then you bring out him, he's not going to be able to attack the person that turn, or even directly. He has to be, you have to activate this card with this card separately and do the plays. When you get this guy out, your goal is to get him out so you can get extra 2 negates. With Prime, it took me a while to understand the card, but pretty much if you have, let's say, 3 level 4s on the field, you can Xyz summon this card, just hit square so you don't hit the last card you have, and you'll be able to activate its effect to add 1 level 4 monster from your hand. Sage is very important. He can protect your Utopias from being destroyed by card effect from the graveyard and the field, which is very good. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. I have Bond, 23, Lancelot, Hope, Dragon Maids, and yeah. And then I have Infiltrate Fortress. So let's say you were out of, they destroyed your back row or whatever, or you have this card on the field, this card probably has no materials left or some shit like that, and you still have this card, you can what am I saying? You can link summon with these 3 cards. If this card's still on the field, I would link summon with those 3 cards. And then I would use his effect to bring back this card with a material from any side of their field, because it says unaffected by other monster effects except of Xyz monsters, cannot be destroyed by battle except with an Xyz monster. You can target 1 Xyz monster in your graveyard and 1 card from your opponent controls, special summon that monster from the graveyard, and if you do, attach that opponent's card to this card as material. Also, for the rest of the turn, any damage your opponent takes is half. You can only use this effect of Infiltrate Fortress once per turn. So this is the deck. It's very good. It's very consistent. Like I said, 2 cards to add to the deck. I would just put this to a 2, and then I would add this card, Blackwing, and you would be at 50 cards, but it's still a very consistent deck. You can negate, you can stop plays, you can set up board, and you can win. And if you have Xyz Veil, you can't be targeted by card effects, so you're good. If you have this, you can't be destroyed by card effects. So this deck does not need Max C, but I just have Max C in there just in case. Just like all other decks, they don't need Max C either, but they just have it just in case. It's a good way to get rid of an Ash or whatever, and at the same time, if you go good with it, you can draw cards. So this is the deck. Have fun with it. This deck negates pretty much not just monster effects on the field, but in the hand and in the graveyard. And as seen from my clips, I've beaten the tier 1 zombie deck with my rogue deck Utopia, which I edited to be good enough to compete against meta decks. So give it a try, have fun, and peace.